The Grand Canyon is full of rich history and amazing hikes. This story is going to tell you about corrupt capitalists, greedy politicians, and a government intervention that ultimately prevailed to protect access to the Grand Canyon. Imagine back in the early 1800s and before, a trail that was made by geologic transformation over millions of years. Back then, animals migrated on this trail from the canyon rim to the Colorado River. Early people, including Havasupai and others, used this exact trail as hunter-gatherers and for year-round fresh water at what is now known as Garden Creek. Today, you can hike this trail too, as you see here. We will share with you how that came to be coming up. While on the trail, you will even see petroglyphs. Today, this is the most popular trail into the Grand Canyon. Most people hike down to the 1.5-mile rest house and back. The story continues, though, when settlers disrupted the Havasupai way of life and took over the trail. The evil villain Ralph Cameron and others essentially occupied this trail in the late 1880s. They filed paperwork with the territory and created mining claims. As with all capitalists, they improved the trail to offer better access to mining sites within the canyon and started collecting money for it. Can you guess what they named the trail? None other than Cameron's Trail. Wild animals today continue to use the trail. If you are lucky, you could see bighorn sheep or mule deer. California condors fly over the canyon rim. Keep watching to learn what happened to Ralph Cameron's Trail as we continue. If you are planning on day hiking or less in the Grand Canyon, we recommend you pack for a full hike. Make sure you travel with a hydration backpack. We recommend the Teton Sports Oasis backpack. We'll put a link in our description so you can learn more. Make sure you carry a full water bladder or 2 liters of water. Pack enough food for 2 hours more than your planned hike. We like to carry granola bars, protein bars, sandwiches, and fruit. Gummy bears or similar are a sweet treat to motivate as well. Any hike can cause injury, so pack a first aid kit too. As we hike the trail, imagine Cameron taking more and more significant political office to maintain control of the trail and the greedy profits it generated for him. Ralph Cameron was born in Southport, Maine in 1863 and died at the age of 89 in Washington, D.C. on February 12, 1953. Early in his life, he learned and became more interested in the American Southwest, so he quit his job and headed to Flagstaff, Arizona at the age of 20. Between 1892 and 1893, Ralph Cameron and others built the Last Chance Mine and a hotel on this trail to begin their Grand Canyon profiteering. I guess when you are the sheriff of Coconino County, you can set up shop pretty easy. In fact, when the railroad contested Cameron's rights, the judge found enough evidence for Cameron to keep his mining claim. While making his riches in the Grand Canyon, Ralph Cameron was elected delegate to the U.S. House of Representatives from the Arizona Territory from 1909 to 1912. Have you figured out which trail yet? Stay until the end and we will let you know. The temperatures between the rim and further down can vary 25 degrees, and even hiking 2 miles it gets hotter. We recommend wearing layers and then using your pack to carry the layers as you shed them through your hike. Make sure to wear sunscreen, sunglasses, and a hat to protect you from the sun. Heat exhaustion happens on this hike, so be prepared. Hiking shoes and trekking poles are helpful on this hike for stability and traction. I use Merrells. Hikers and poles are not needed, however. You need to wear good supportive closed-toed shoes with good traction to make it very far. We're not sure how much mining was actually done. However, the trail was improved over time and 2 tunnels were built to make the route easier. A short hike down and you can hike through the tunnels too. Additionally, Cameron was charging $1 per person to use the trail. Tourism developed and photographers and travelers paid good money at the hotel. He made a deal with the Kolb brothers to open a photography studio at the trailhead. Kolb's studio can still be seen today on the canyon's rim. Cameron also made a deal that the railroad end their line to the Grand Canyon at the trail. I'd tell you more about the train, but I keep getting sidetracked. Cameron was in the middle of all these dealings and was portrayed as the little guy fighting the government and the big railroad. In memory of the Kolb brothers, pack your cameras, phones, and binoculars and capture memories of your grand adventure. If you are enjoying our video and plan to visit the Grand Canyon with your brood, subscribe today to bookmark our channel for later. Not all Cameron did was sinister. He promoted and earned for the territory Arizona statehood in 1910, with a signing by President Taft on June 20. The trail became contested again after Cameron lost elections for Senate and governor. When the trail was taken over by Coconino County, they continued to charge the fee. He focused his efforts during 1913 and 1921 on his remaining commercial endeavors in the canyon. The trail is 7.7 miles and descends over 4,300 feet below the canyon rim. Throughout the hike, you can see the geology layers. There are 10 layers in total, including Kaibab limestone, Toroweap limestone, Coconino sandstone, Hermit shale, Supai group, Redwall limestone, Mojave limestone, and Bright Angel shale. When you hike into the Grand Canyon, plan 2 hours hiking back up for every hour hiking down into the canyon. The early 1900s was a crazy time for the Grand Canyon and the trail we're hiking today. Look back and imagine the railroad wanting a piece, Cameron wanting to keep and expand his, and the government attempting to protect the canyon for the good of future humanity. Most of the residents in Arizona relied on mining and other commercial endeavors and were against the bid for National Park. So imagine the government in court against a multitude of mining claims and the railroad trying to preserve the canyon. We would like to hear your thoughts. Comment on who you think the hero is in this story. All of these battles came to an end when in 1928, Coconino County handed over control of the trail to the National Park Service. Through their persistence, we can all now enjoy the trail. Today, park rangers maintain and improve the trail. You will find a bathroom and water at the 1.5-mile rest house, and at the 3-mile rest house, there is a campground at Indian Garden further below. Search and rescue rangers hike the trail routinely to help park visitors and answer questions. You might even see a mule train on the trail. If you encounter mules on the trail, make sure you stop and rest against the canyon wall until the mules pass. Welcome to the Grand Canyon and hiking Bright Angel Trail. Coming up, you will be intrigued by the trail the Park Service built to compete with Cameron's Trail, the ultimate bike ride to get there, the history and journey to a famous rest stop, and the most accessible canyon views into the large expanse of the canyon. To continue your Grand Canyon adventure, watch this